guys that way. And then I'm going to add Julissa to it. Okay, Julissa, I've added you to it. Hi, Shirley. Hi, Danae. Hi, Carla. How are you?
Okay, here I am. I see you now.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Um, and I can't
I'm so
believe it.
sorry. Because
No,
I
no,
know
that's fine.
you have to get off, don't you? It's
Yes, I
too
have a
late now.
1 p.m. with Miss Clarissa Ureña, who, if she's always following me on Facebook, she's probably seeing that I'm on here now. But now that we
Okay.
know how to do
Well,
it, now that we know how to do it, I'm sure that everyone will listen in again. But you can also
yes.
continue. I just want you to know that the information here is going to be amazing. What Lori is going to share with you. A lot of people are asking her questions, and showing and telling her about their fears and how supposedly they're waking up in the middle of the night with these feelings, and she's going to tell you how truly we can use essential oils to help us with these sorts of emotional disturbances. And so I'll be on again.
Thank you so much, Julissa. Thank you
No,
for your
that's fine.
patience. Lots of love to you. Bisous.
All
Ciao.
right, besos, bye bye.
Bye-bye. Well, hello, everyone. Recently I've been getting a lot of messages on Facebook. Hi, Lillian. And what the people have been asking me is, what do I do every single day when I wake up and see all the shock and trauma coming on the news, from our shootings to the floods to fires? What can I do about this? I'm having a hard time wanting to get out from under the covers. I want to hide and stick my head in the sand. And a lot of the people who are messaging me are working with other people on a daily basis, trying to help them too. And so we know that essential oils work directly on our nervous system. And they work on our emotions. They work on this part of our brain where our positive and negative emotions are stored. And the thing is we have two essential oils that can help you for shock and trauma immediately. And one of the best ones is Helichrysum. Helichrysum comes from Corsica, and we go there every year for the harvest of Helichrysum. And this plant it's a flower, it's a little yellow flower, and it helps with shock and trauma. So what you can do is you can take the Helichrysum and you do a patch skin test on your wrist first, okay? And what you would do is to make sure that you don't have any kind of reaction to it. You take the helichrysum. If you don't have a reaction to it, then you can put some here on your temples like this, the back of your neck, and your solar plexus. Because in the solar plex area is where we hold back a lot of feelings. Like when we stuff our feelings and we say, oh, ugh, that doesn't feel right to me, right? And that's really in the stomach, in the gut area. So we need to be thinking about this. And hi, Wendy. Hi, Kara. And I'm so glad that you're on here today with me. How we can use essential oils and other things to help us get through this. And helichrysum is the first one. Now, the second one is lavender. Lavender helps us with calming our nervous system down. So you can do the same thing with on your temples here and the back of your neck and on your solar plexus. If you have a reaction to either of the essential oils, because that's a neat application, then you're just going to put a carrier oil on the area. And this way it will dilute it out. And if you have a reaction, what you can do is helichrysum. And what I'll do is I'll stick it up on here after I'm done with the live streaming. I'll write it for you correctly so you know which one it is. Helichrysum. It's Helichrysum. And helichrysum, so I'll go back to the lavender. If you guys have any reaction, you can put 12 drops of helichrysum in a carrier oil, and you can apply that to your temples, the back of your neck, and your solar plexus. Now, the lavender is the same way. You can put 12 drops in there. If you're dealing with children that are small, you do not use them on them, 2 and above, you can use 1 drop. All right. 4 to 8 years old, you're going to do 2 drops. 8 to 12, you're going to do 4 drops. They don't need as much as adults. Remember, essential oils are powerful. And this is what we all have to remember, that they're a powerful natural healing modality, essential oils are. And the other thing that you can be using too is called distress remedy. And distress remedy has arnica, it has cherry plum in it, it's got a Star of Bethlehem in it, rock rose in it, and this is a flower essence. And this is something that you can take under your tongue or put on the back of your neck too. It comes in alcohol and water. So distress remedy works really well for that. Now I'll give you a little story about how it works for shock and trauma and how you can help yourself every day with essential oils and distress remedy. So what happened was I used to live in California by the Friant Canal, and a woman went off in the canal and she went through the windshield of her car. A young man jumped in the canal and got her out, put her in his car, and brought her to my house. My husband immediately called the ambulance, and we took her out of the car, laid her flat, and she had glass all over and she was unconscious. We put blankets on top of her, and because I didn't know her, she was unconscious. I just took the distress remedy, put it in my hands, and just went over her body briefly with it. Now she came to, and when she came to, she was, hi Erica, hi Nima, hi Phyllis, hi Julie. She was able to tell us her name, who to call, her family members, and she really was handling the situation well. Then the ambulance came, they picked her up, and they took her off. We never saw the man again. He left before the ambulance even got there. So you can see it helped her with the shock and trauma where she was able to speak with us. She wasn't shaking anymore. And this is why this is really important that you guys get these products to help you during these hard times. We all need support and help. And reach out to your friends and your families and speak about it, not hold the stuff in. Talk about how this has affected you, because it's no good for us to shove the trauma and the shock down. It just gets bigger and it festers more and more and more. So please go out, get those products, and to help you and help yourself, make sure you have those on your shelves at all times. This is like your shock and trauma kit. So that's helichrysum, lavender, and distress remedy. Okay, so make sure you guys get those 3 products and have those always on hand, especially now. We also have people talking to us about when they're cleaning out their houses from the floods. And they're telling us they're having really bad odors. They're having a lot of bacteria, a lot of water around them that's going to make more bacteria, and it's going to make mosquitoes, right? Hi, Christine. And the thing is what we can do is I had some people who are helping, they're in rescue and they're helping a lot of people, and they're having to wear masks because it smells so bad because the sewers are coming back up. So if you want, you could put 1 drop of lavender in your mask, on your mask. Now make sure it's not just 1 drop, that's all. And that way it can mask the smell. The other thing that you can do is you can use lemon, and you can use lemongrass, together. Lemongrass is very good, and citronella are very good essential oils to be using to keep the mosquitoes away. So you can do 12 drops of each one of those essential oils with lavender, and you can put that in carrier oil and rub that all over you to help stop the mosquitoes, because with water you're going to have a lot of mosquitoes. The other thing is to keep the people up who are having these challenges. Please share with them the lavender, because at least lavender will help calm them down, help them breathe, so that way they can really start being clear on what's going on around them. I know I've had my husband's business was completely destroyed by fire. Our house was fire damaged. We couldn't get back into it for 2 years. So I know what it is to be homeless. And it's very devastating. And I hope that these tips that I'm giving you will help you, because they help me a lot. Peppermint essential oil, 12 drops of peppermint essential oil in a half ounce of carrier oil. Also, that will help you be clear in your mind, and will also help you with your digestion, because a lot of times when we're going through this, we can hardly eat. It's just very, very difficult. So think about it. Helichrysum, lavender, distress remedy, peppermint, lemongrass, those are all essential oils that you can use as your survival kit during this time. I really want to thank all of you guys for listening today, and I want to thank Julissa. She has been so kind to get on here with me, but what about diffusing them? Yes, that is a very good question, Donnie. Diffusing essential oils is a really good idea. Just make sure that if you're diffusing essential oils that you're very careful with birds, because if you diffuse too many of essential oils all day long in a room with birds, you can damage birds, because they have a very, very fragile respiratory system. So be careful with that, and small children, babies. So if I were you, I would diffuse a lemongrass 10 minutes twice a day if you're having problems with like mosquitoes. If it's bacteria, you can use lemon and lavender. You can do 10 drops of each one of those in your diffuser and diffuse in the house 2 or 3 times a day for 10 minutes. Not all day long, because it can irritate you. Okay, and if you have lung challenges such as asthma, or you have emphysema, be careful of diffusing too much in once in a small space. All right. We have to be careful with people who are fragile in the respiratory system, and that's babies, birds, and elderly who have emphysema or asthma or asthmatics. Does anybody else have any other questions? I'm looking for questions here, because it looks like we have a lot of people. I really appreciate you all being on. Zula, thank you for joining us too. And what I'd like to tell you guys too is we are having an emotional healing class in Virginia, and it will be on October 22nd, and we will be really helping people with essential oils with these kinds of things. So if you're interested in that, you just give us a Facebook message, and you can also let us know at my email address, Lorrie, Lorrie, at Lorrie, LorrieHargis.com. So she said 10, yes. Okay, so Donnie says to me, she says, only diffuse 10 minutes twice per day. Yes, that's plenty of time to be diffusing twice a day, 10 minutes, not more than that. You don't really need it. If you are having a hard time sleeping, you can do it 10 minutes before you go to bed, but make sure you turn it off. Diffusing oregano oil, that is a very powerful essential oil, and it can be very irritating. So be careful diffusing that. If I was to diffuse oregano, I would always dilute it with some other essential oils such as lemon, and I would only use maybe 4 drops of oregano, and I would use 21 drops of lemon because it's very, very, very powerful. So make sure that if you're interested in this emotional healing workshop where we're going to talk about how to use essential oils and flower essence together, that you get yourself signed up, because it's going to be a great class. And also, we have live streaming too. So if you want to do live streaming with us, you're more than welcome to come. And Scylla has put the information here. Alexandria, Virginia, October 22nd from 1:30 to 6:30. She's put the information up. And then we have one more question here from Donnie. She says, even in a big or small house, yes, be very careful in a smaller area because it can irritate you faster because you have less surface to diffuse the essential oils in. So I really appreciate you all being here. Anybody else have any questions for me? Okay, I'm waiting for those questions. I want to thank all of you for being here. And if you have any other questions, you can just pop it off to me at my email address or Facebook messaging me. You guys have a beautiful day. I hope that everything gets better there. When you see this kind of, stay away as much as you can from rewatching shock and trauma because it just reiterates the negative in your minds. Do your best to take some time each day to clear your mind, and you can do that with a little bit of lavender and peppermint to help clear your mind. Do some deep breathing. Think about all the positive things in your life, your wonderful friends and family, and lots of love to all of you. Bye. Au revoir. Don't forget your essentials. Use your common sense. Au revoir.